What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and we're coming at you with another video. We have another in our How to Build series for the Digimon TCG. We're looking at the new ShineGreymon cards that we're going to be getting. BT21. BT21 is coming out. Pre-releases just this week here, so we're trying to slip some of these How to Build videos in right before its release. And we're looking at ShineGreymon, one of my favorite decks of all time. Punchie mark is so great. BT12 really reinvigorated my love of the deck, and we got some new support in this set, and we're looking at how that's going to affect the deck, how we might build this going forward, and how this might be just a better overall deck going forward in this new format. So we're going to get into it here, and hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. All right, well, we're going to start out with the eggs, as always. We're not worrying about the red eggs anymore. We have a new egg, a new yellow egg, and now we kind of have good options for the yellow eggs. So we have the original BT12 yellow egg, which was your turn once per turn. When one of your yellow-red tamers becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000. This egg actually grew on me as the deck got, more and more stuff happened with it, just because it became a lot better. Helping you get your opponent's DP of their big Digimon down to 0. But now we have a new Koromon, yellow Koromon. Your turn once per turn. When any of your yellow-red tamers suspend, draw 1. This is really good because you do suspend a lot in this deck, and so you can get those extra draws, get to your pieces. I think it's actually better than running a red egg that lets you draw, because most of those you have to attack. And do something with it, which is necessarily not something you want to do with your stack in this deck, because your Marcus's attack for you. So really, really good. I think this is going to be a popular egg in the deck. I think it might take the place of this one and the red variants, but we'll have to wait and see. Then you got your Agumon here. You have your EX4 Agumon that lets you gain a memory. Your starting main, if you have a yellow-red tamer, it also has inheritable draw when one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended. I still think this is a really good card. I think we'll still see copies of it played, at least maybe a couple. We have the BT13 Agumon that basically turns one of your Marcuses into a Digimon for the turn during the main phase. And then it has the inheritable to delete one of your opponent's Digimon 3,000 DP or less. That's kind of cool too. We also have the original Searcher. You're still going to play for the Searcher guy. He reveals top 4, adds a Greymon on Marcus. So really good. Minus 2,000 inheritable when one of your tamers becomes suspended. You're still going to play 4 of this guy. Probably still going to play 3 or 4 of this guy. A couple copies of him. And then we got the new Agumon here, which is your turn while your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon. And you have 3 or more hero trait tamers with different names. This Digimon may digivolve into ShineGreymon in the hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring Digivolution requirements. So gives you the warp option, and gets plus 1,000 DP. So that's kind of cool. I definitely think this is going to be like a solid, maybe like 2 of in the deck, giving you that late game warp option. Just because I don't know how many hero trait tamers you're going to have, because probably the new Marcus is the only one with the hero trait, unless they go back and errata the other ones and give them the hero trait. So I think like 3 is going to be difficult in this deck, because you're probably not going to run other hero trait tamers. So I do think that more likely it's going to be when your opponent has a level 6. So more likely you're probably only going to have a couple copies, because you're going to want it for the late game when your opponent manages to get over your stack and you need a comeback move. And then, of course, we got our GeoGreys. You're going to play this guy. He's at 1, and he lets you search your security stack and play a card. I wish we had him at 2 at least, but as I've said before, they're probably... They don't like the idea of semi-limit, which I think is something they should really do. It's got the same inheritable as the BT13. Delete opponent's Digimon 3,000 DP or less when a tamer is suspended. And of course, his main effect to search your secure stack and play a yellow or red tamer and get recovery +1 is super good. We're still going to be playing multiple copies of the GeoGreymon for from BT12 because he lets you play a Marcus Daemon from your hand if you don't have one. Probably at least 3 copies, if not more, just because you want to see him at the start of the game. You want to be able to play that Tamer off of him, which is really, really good. He also has the minus 2,000 inheritable if you suspend a Tamer. And then, of course, this guy is basically just the same version of the Agumon from the same set. So, start of your main phase, Tamer in play, gain a memory, and then draw power once inheritable when suspending Tamers. So I can see him getting played as well. We have the new GeoGray, and excuse me, he wasn't on this site, so I have him right here. The new GeoGray is all turns once per turn when any of your Marcus Daemon are played. This Digimon may digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with ShineGreymon on its name without paying the cost. I do like this. This is kind of cool because if you just play your Marcus, you get a free Digivolve, which isn't bad, and plus 2,000 inheritable. I think you could probably play a couple copies of this guy. It's an all right card. You have to work it out in the deck. I mean, especially with the new ShineGreymon. So we go back here. We have our ShineGreymon. This guy's probably not getting played anymore. I don't think the guy that just let you, if you have a yellow or red Tamer in play, gain a memory. You're going to be playing the BT13. He's the best guy. He lets you play on Marcus on Digivolve. And then, of course, alterns your ability and alterns inheritable. When one of your yellow red Tamers are deleted, you may place one Marcus Daemon for your trash on top of your security stack face down. Super good. But we also have the new ShineGreymon, which actually is pretty cool. He's got a on play when digivolving for the turn. One of your Marcus is also treated as a 3,000 DP Digimon. Can't digivolve and gains Rush. And Alliance. So that's cool. So you can Alliance your Digimon. When this Digimon attacks by suspending, that's the Alliance keyword. Sorry, we know what Alliance does. And then one of your Digimon may attack. So that's really good. And then all turns, it's got the same Marcus, save Marcus ability. The cool thing is you can get 2 checks in with Marcus and Digivolve up to ShineGreymon, which is really, really good. And then, yeah. What else we got here? So yeah, if you can go into him for free, if you can play a Marcus and go into him for free off of a GeoGray, and then use his ability to make that Marcus, especially if it's the Digivolution Marcus, or make a Marcus on your field a Digimon, and then attack with him. You can go into your ShineGreymon play, and yeah, it's just super good. And of course, we have ShineGreymon X Antibody. This is a card that probably won't see play anymore, just because you got so many good ways to play your Marcuses. It is a cool card. I really, really liked it. The when digital 1 cost on top of a ShineGreymon. Play any red or yellow Tamer from your hand without paying the memory cost. Then, if ShineGreymon or X Antibody is in the Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your opposed Digimon gets minus 2,000 for each of your yellow or red Tamers you have in play for the turn, and then he had plus 1,000 for each Tamer you had. Really cool card, really good effect. I don't know if he's going to see play now. I just feel like the deck space is getting so tight with all the good cards we had. Same with, I don't think BT13 ShineGreymon is going to see any play. It used to be good. It just hasn't seen a lot of play since way back in BT13. It's pretty much, it's all about the BT12 ShineGreymon when digivolving for each of your yellow or red Tamers. You have him play one of your opponent's Digimon, and all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000 for the turn, which is really, really good. And then all of your Marcus Daemons in play get plus 3,000 DP and gain security attack plus 1. So, yeah, really, really good. And then, so especially if you're attacking with Marcus and you digivolve into this guy after the alliance, you have 3 checks off of that Marcus with that new Rice Gray new Alliance. So that's really good. And then you have the new ShineGreymon. I don't know if this card's going to see play. It's got Raid, and it's got when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 9,000 DP or less. When attacking once per turn by suspending one of your yellow-red tamers, this Digimon gains security attack +1 and plus 3,000 for the turn. So, I mean, he helps you kill faster, but I just feel like he's just not as good. I think the one that's really good is, and then the BT2 one as well. That was a card that was kind of seeing play with in tandem with this guy, just because he could blow up a board if necessary, and when you had a lot of tamers on board. I don't think he's going to see play. I think it's going to be mostly this guy. You might see people teching like 1 copies of some of these other ones, but I think a lot of people are just going to focus in on this because it kills your opponent really fast. And then we have Burst Mode. I think Burst Mode's also going to be part of it. Just the fact that you can bounce a Marcus and then play it back out and then have it become a Rush Digimon of 12,000 DP is really, really good. I think this is still going to be a really great combo, especially if you have the Alliance combo like I just said. You're taking out 3 security cards just with that one combo. And then this can finish off the last 2 cards, but then you still need another attack. So it's pretty good. Not quite an OTK, but yeah. Of course, it's got the when Digivolving, you may play a Marcus Damon. Because it's Burst Digivolution, you may bounce a Marcus to play it for free. And then it becomes the Marcus you play becomes a 12,000 DP tamer with Rush. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your tamers becomes suspended, trash 1 card from the top of your opponent's security stack. So that's really, really good. You probably play at least 2 copies of this. I don't know if we're going to play the Burst Mode. Burst Mode's alright. Just don't know if it's necessary. It's got the on play. You may play a tamer card from your hand, paying the cost. Then for the turn 1, your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for each of your tamers. By suspending up to 2 of your yellow tamers, every tamer that's suspended, this Digimon gets security attack +1. And then Overflow 5. I kind of like the fact that this deck doesn't really need ace cards, because ace cards are dangerous. I think probably this card's not going to see as much play. And I did put a lot of the BT17 line in because as a solid yellow, it's just not as good. And it's honestly probably not needed at all. And when the new stuff came out, the only cards people were playing were pretty much this and the BT17 Marcus. And I don't think they even played that. I think they just played the deck the way it was. So the BT17 stuff really did not help the deck out a lot. You got option cards you can play, like Final Shining Burst, that lets you do minus 12,000 DP, and then you may play a Marcus from your hand without paying the cost, which is 8. It's expensive. You also have Sunrise Buster, which kind of does the same thing. It's you may play a yellow-red tamer without paying the memory cost. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for each of your tamers, your yellow-red tamers that you have in play. So I like this one better because it's less memory, but it's good as long as you have multiple tamers on the board already in order to make it have value. Both are good cards. You got the BT13 Marcus that on play suspends. It's your memory tamer, and when it becomes suspended, one of your post Digimon gets minus 3,000. Excuse me, it's pretty early in the morning. And then if one of your Digimon has Agumon or Greymon, it's named Gain of Memory, so that's really good as well. That memory gain's really nice. And you have the Punchie Marcus from BT12, the one that started your main phase if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon its name. By paying 1 memory for the turn, this Digimon is also treated as a 3,000 DP Digimon and can't Digivolve. And then when it becomes suspended, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a yellow card with Greymon in its name in your hand without paying the cost. This card's really good just because it lets you digivolve for free. This is how you do your combos, how you basically win the game. This is your main Marcus. This guy is also really great just because he like pops floodgates and gains memory. We have the BT17 Marcus. I don't think this card's going to see play. I think the new Marcus really kind of just is better on play. One of your Marcus Daemon is also treated as a 3000 Digimon. Can't digivolve, gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. When this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your Digimon gets plus 3000 DP for the turn. If you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon's name, gain a memory. It's just not as good, but we have the new Marcus. Starting your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. So, memory gain, even better. Now you can have a memory tamer and memory gain. You start your turn with 4 memory, which pretty much lets you play a Marcus for that Rise Grey combo. Plus, if you have your Digimon like your Agumon that lets you do that too, that's also really good. And then on play, one of your Marcus Daemons may suspend. So that's really good. All turns once. So he basically turns any of your Marcuses become live with him. And then when this tamer suspends, one of your Digimon gains piercing. And 3000 plus DP for the turn. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. So it's really good. Piercing is always really nice because it's not something the deck ever had. Now your Marcus can pierce, potentially, especially with the different boosts that you can get. So that's really, really good. I think this is going to be a staple in the deck. You're still going to play 4 of this. Probably going to play at least 3 copies of this, and then at least, I think, 2 or 3 copies of this, which would be crazy, 10 tamers. Yeah, I definitely think this is a pretty good combo here. And then if we go back over to World Convergence, another card I couldn't find in the thing was, where is it here? The new option, which is the Champion Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, one of your Marcus is also treated as a 12,000 DP Digimon. Can't digivolve and gains Rush. Then this Digimon may attack your opponent's Digimon. Your opponent's unsuspended Digimon can also be attacked, so it basically gives it raid. And then security, you may play 1 Marcus Daemon from your hand of trash without paying the cost. That's pretty good. I don't know if this card's going to see play. Option cards are really hard, and they got to do, in this deck, and they got to do something amazing. That's an okay card, so I'm not sure if that card's going to see play. I think a lot of the deck's going to stay the same, focusing on this guy being able to help you, get security attack plus and just, destroy for game. It'll be interesting to see how things go, especially with things like the Geo Gray, letting you go into your Rise Gray for free, which, is not a necessary combo, but the alliance is really nice. You can just, digivolve for a cost 3 if you bring up a Rise Gray, and it's just as good. So it'll just depend on what cards you have in your hand. I think the deck's going to play very similar, but both this is definitely going to be probably one of the new staples in the deck, this Rise Gray. And we'll see how things go with consistency-wise, but I think that's going to be kind of the changes to the deck. You're going to be pushing a bit of the stuff from BT21 into an already BT12-13 heavy lineup. There's also like Ruin Mode. Ruin Mode, it's something that you can play in the deck. You can tech. You probably only get tech 1 of it if you do. Maybe you might have to take a ShineGreymon Burst Mode slot. But I think you want to be as aggressive as possible with the deck. It is a red-yellow deck. So red, always super aggressive. You want to be as aggressive as you can with the deck. So I think that's because you want to win as fast with this deck. And just don't give your opponent a chance to come back. But tell me what you guys think about the deck. Tell me what you think about the new support. Are you guys interested in playing Shine Gray in BT21? Are you excited to see it potentially get really good again? I would love to take this card to a region, or this deck to a regionals, see if that what the potential is to have it top, because I love this deck. And we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But ShineGreymon, guys, hope you guys enjoy. Looks like that's all the time we have for the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.